everybody. Welcome back to Whispers in the Mist. A few announcements before we get started. If you're enjoying what we're doing, there are many ways to support the show. The Beacons page with all of our affiliate links, so you can buy stuff and we'll get a little bit of the cut. We also have a red bubble with lots of merch and a coffee for direct donations. Feeling caffeinated, I guess. You can also find all of our social media links on there, so you can keep up with updates about the show and find a link to join our Discord if you want to be a part of the chaos all the time. Chaos never sleeps.
That is true, just like me.
I need more sleep, always and forever. If you're watching...
Oh, me too. I just don't.
If you're watching...
Well, you're chaos incarnate, so if chaos never sleeps, that makes sense.
Yeah, there we go. If you're watching
chaos and feelings.
The VOD on YouTube, you can catch us live at times. We have a sort of schedule.
No, we don't.
Basically, just follow us on social media.
we don't have a schedule. Just watch our social media or join our Discord.
If you join the
get
Discord,
updated.
you'll get pinged whenever we're live, so that'll be the easiest way.
Otherwise, you're gonna have to join the Hive Mind, and there's membership fees, and like we have to send you hardware, and it's a whole thing. I mean, it's fine if you want to, like the more the merrier, but like, you know, then you have to listen to all of our thoughts all day, and that gets a little bit.
You probably don't want to hear my thoughts.
I like hearing your thoughts. They're usually like honk honk. I'm gonna honk that mother honker. That's literally what Charlie's mind sounds like.
Yeah, fair enough.
Well, you have revealed all my secrets.
My bad,
The
Charlie.
allure of mystery is gone forever. Anyway.
My bad.
Well,
Darren.
on that, yeah. Let's jump in, boys and girls, shall we? So, just to catch us up, a bunch of stuff has been happening, which I was struggling to remember all of in the last thing, so I'll get the broad strokes at the very last, at the very least. So, in an attempt to get some information on how to defeat the dead queen, Ruby's mother, of course, as we've learned, you guys traveled to the town of Paradise to find JT Fields III, who you were told by the Witch Queen, we have some information for you in order to defeat the dead queen. He said, absolutely, I'll give you all the information you need, but as long as we complete this deal where you guys go and deal with this hitchhiking ghost that someone else hired me to deal with, so you guys are going to deal with it instead. So you went, found the hitchhiking ghost, found out that she was in life a woman named Hazel Whitaker, who was killed by the town's pawn shop owner, Mick Mickleton. So in an attempt to, instead of fighting the ghost, you guys decided to help her rest by completing her unfinished business, which was to bring Mick back to her so that she could deal with Mick in person.
I'm starting to think that we were the first Fae in the United States, you know, historically, because that was a lot of do this favor for that favor, this, you know, it was a lot of favor trading.
Well, you're at least working with some sort of Fae creature in the form
Probably.
of a man in overalls.
Who wanted to own our souls.
Yeah, he's very interested in souls, as we found out. So you guys brought Mick back to the ghost. She swiftly killed the man in a horrific way, which later, when you tried to find his body, you found him pierced in a branch high above you guys in a tree. Garon was nice enough to create a proper-ish burial by having the tree consume the man, and also allowed you to hide the body and destroy the evidence.
For the record, in real life, I want that to do that with my body. Like, do that with my body.
Yeah.
I want to be a tree.
There is like a burial service thing where you get your body in a pod and they bury the pod, and the pod has like nutrients in it and a seed for a tree, and then
Yes,
literally the
that's what I
tree
want.
sprouts from your body.
I
So
want that.
all right, sounds good. Put it in your will.
Okay. He's like, I'm not making sure that it happens. Put it in your will.
Put it in your will. Someone else will make it happen. So from there, you guys headed back into town. Did just a quick little robbery of a dead man by robbing Mick's pawn shop, but he doesn't need it anymore, so it's probably fine.
Technically, the other two didn't rob the pawn shop. They were distracting people
True,
while I
Ava did.
robbed the pawn shop. But technically, I was not involved in disposals of bodies or the murder. So
I mean, the motivation wasn't to rob the pawn shop. It was to make it look like Mick fled.
Yeah, I know. I'm just being an opportunist, though.
Yeah. You might as well grab some stuff while you're there. You guys ended up making a boatload of cash out of that because you were able to break into his safe, which got you quite a chunk of change.
Which is exactly why they sent me to break into the things.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, anyone else would not have been able to, but you were like, you're perfectly equipped for that.
Yes.
From there, you guys headed back to the hotel, deciding to spend one more night thinking through all the events of the previous day before going to chat with JT Fields to get your information and complete the deal that you had going forward with him. Did I miss anything? Was there any other important details that I missed?
Garon's book scares us all now.
Weren't we gonna?
Yeah, the book is terrifying.
Book is
Yep,
worth
Garon
at
has
least
a
30 souls.
book.
Your grandma also scares me. I know she's not alive, but she scares the ever-loving shit out of me.
Just because she's not alive does not mean we don't need to be concerned about her.
Your family also scares the ever-loving shit out of me, all right? And that's saying something. If you met my family, you really understand that it takes a lot for somebody's family to scare me, okay?
A little glimpse behind the curtain.
We're about
Cool.
to take care of my family. It's fine. I think.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't really have to heal from your childhood trauma if you just murder your family, because then the problem's solved, right?
Right.
Exactly. Take care of your daddy issues, beat up your dad.
Yeah, that's one way to deal with it.
Super healthy.
This
We're
message
all
is brought
very
to
well
you by-
adjusted in this group.
Yep.
Well, as the sun rises on the following morning, Garon, Ruby, and Ava, you guys stir awake. And I will turn it over immediately to you guys to kind of discuss what you'd like to do, if there's anything you want to discuss amongst each other before we jump into the next day.
Aren't we also gonna tip off the police about
To what?
Hazel's body?
Okay, Hazel's
Oh
body.
yeah,
yes.
we were definitely gonna do that, or we were gonna tell her family, but probably the police.
Well, the
But
police
like,
should be the ones to inform the family so that we don't look suspicious.
That is true.
I mean, I feel like it's pretty suspicious that we just went to. Whatever. I think we should just leave a letter for her family saying where her body is, and then we don't have to deal with the police. There's no reason whatsoever that I am avoiding the police here. None.
Am I gonna have to? I'm gonna need to grab a D20 for this, aren't I?
Yes, you are.
You going to chat with the police?
I think.
Is that your plan?
I mean,
Well, we did promise her we'd somehow show her how, or get her some kind of.
Yeah, her
Closure.
specific thing is she just wants her parents to know. Because you guys know that basically she's just been, according to the police, presumed missing. So it's basically just closing the book on that, giving her parents closure on what
What if
happened.
the cops don't even need to know about the body? They just think that Mick left town, We let whatever sleeping dogs lie. I'll go tell the parents right now about their daughter's body.
I don't think we should show up in person to talk to them.
Okay, well then I'll just leave them a letter. Saying that there's information about their daughter's whereabouts in the woods at whatever coordinates. There are clues about your daughter's body. All right, let's go. Unless you really want to tell the police, I just, you don't
trust the police.
I think we should just avoid the police station. I just think we should. For some reason.
Could drop off the letter.
Somebody else could, yeah.
Because, I mean, we're fairly certain that Mick Mickleton killed other people, right?
I don't know. I mean, we don't have any verification that he did, but, like, usually you don't just, like, start out by beating a girl to death in the woods.
Do we have contact to our writer friend still? Because we could have him, we could let him know that there's another town where a murderer conveniently disappeared.
Another serial killer
We should
town.
really just we should get on the payroll for him, and then we can, like, bring him stories of the shit that we do. Although I don't really want my name used in it, we'll just, like, be like it was
We've already told him not to use our name. He takes full credit for it.
Perfect.
I would say that you guys would know like what paper he writes for and what town that's in. So if you want to like send a letter addressed to him to that paper, you can feel free to
do that.
To do that.
And have him dig up the whole situation.
Let him know there's a story, and then maybe the whereabouts of the body would be an option. The body of Hazel. Because I'm assuming you don't want anyone to know where Mick is.
Mick Mickelson was the one that did it. You know, he clearly took off right around the time the body got found. You know.
You can phrase a letter like that and send it his way.
I mean, the body won't be found until he's here, though, so...
I mean, it's not instantaneous gratification, correct, but...
I think whatever you guys want to do. Ava just starts writing a letter. And has suspiciously nice handwriting.
True, that tracks.
I'm making you write all of our letters from now on. You can sign into the notebook.
You did not expect it from her.
All right, so Ava, you start writing a letter. So just for specifics, you're going to send it to the newspaper for...
He has left that part blank until they make a decision.
Yes, perfect. Cool, yeah. Oh, I didn't write down his name. I'm sure I have it somewhere. I do have it somewhere.
I was like, I might have his name.
No, I do have it somewhere. That was the... Loom Enoch. Loom.
I was going to say, it was weird.
Yeah,
weird name.
It's a very fancy name. Cool. So yeah, you write up this little letter, just giving him like the all the details he would need to dig up what he can. So naming Mick Mickleton as murder, Hazel Whitaker as the victim, and details of where to find Hazel's body, which will give more evidence to the nature of like the murder weapon and all that sort of hodgepodge.
I think I gave I put Mick's stuff, like his
Pocket watch.
his pocket watch next to the body, so they would know
Yes, good point. Yeah, you did plant some evidence on the crime scene.
To be fair, it was there. She just moved it closer.
Oh yeah, it was like buried under some leaves, and you
She
like
just
uncovered
unburied the
leaves.
evidence and put it in plain sight. So
Yep. So we knew exactly where it was. Yep.
so the
exactly.
cops would have a slam dunk. But yes, basically, she definitely messed with that crime scene a little.
Perfect. Cool. All right. Sounds good. So you'll write up that letter. You can send it out. There's a post office in town. You can go visit. In that case, is there anything else you guys want to do before going to chat with JT Fields?
No,
The third, of course.
I think we're good. We can just go
Cool.
and talk to JT and get what we need from JT, and then this game of favors will be over.
Theoretically.
Closing the loop, hopefully.
Group of favors.
Cool.
Kind of terrified the favor is going to be, you have to kill Ruby.
For who? Which?
Or not the favor, the answer will be, you have to kill Ruby.
Oh well, we'll find a different way than that.
All right.
Can't
So
we just beat up your ma?
Yes,
Okay,
definitely beat up my mom.
I can
Yeah,
fist fight her. If you want.
it turns out that's all it is. Just like a swift punch to the face of a weakness.
It's just a boxing match between Ava and the dead queen.
Gotta get her straight in the nose.
Exactly. Got it. All right.
Amazing.
You guys head back out onto the street, passing by Calvin McGee, the hotel concierge, who waves you goodbye as you guys head on out. Yeah, right across the street, we have the barber shop with the office above it. You guys head up the stairs to the door labeled with the offices of JT Fields III. I'm assuming someone curtly knocks on it.
Yep.
Sure do.
You hear just like the sound of a body hitting the floor, and just like a ow fuck, god damn it, and then he gets up, and you hear rushing towards the door. You hear 30 locks be unlocked. The door swings open. You see JT Fields there rubbing sleep out of his eyes. He's like, oh, what time is it? He like pulls out a pocket watch. You're like, God, that's just so goddamn early. It's fine. What do you want?
Well, I think you received a soul that we promised you in return for, the information that we need to do the thing with the stuff.
Oh, Mick's taken care of. He like heads back in, and he like reaches and grabs a vial off of a wall, which has like just this like swirling mist on the inside, and he's like, perfect. He puts it back next to a bunch of other vials, and he's like, all right, perfect. All right, great. So your end of the deal is complete. Good job. Congratulations. I'm so proud of you all. I guess it's my turn to finish up. Yeah, ritual. We gotta take out the dead queen, so that she doesn't destroy the entire world, which I would prefer not to happen. So a few things need to happen, and the three of you will all be integral to this fantastic plan as we move forward. You see, he goes over to his desk, and there's a box sitting on top, just like a cardboard. It looks like what we would see as like a cardboard shoebox sort of thing. He grabs that. He comes over to you guys. He like kind of welcomes you in to just kind of be in the office with him. Says he looks at Ruby and Garan. He says, all right, the two of you are going to be summoning the dead queen. Basically using the ritual that the cult was going to use. You're just going to go ahead and do that. You're going to follow through on the plans. All right. However, we're going to use an altered version of that. He looks at you, Garan, and he just hands you a piece of paper with like scribbled notes on it in like arcane shorthand. It looks very similar to a lot of the like coded language in your grandmother's book. That sort of like a language that's specific to magic and kind of understanding that. There's some hastily drawn runes in there and a diagram of like a circle that you will have to draw and a few ingredients that you'll need. He says, I'm sure you've got that all figured out. You're like a master magician, right?
Yeah, totally. He's got it. Total faith in him.
We got this. It's fine.
I'm gonna speed read this note. Can I understand it all?
You get the gist for the most part, but I would love a roll for this.
Oh boy.
Now, understanding magic is a specialty of yours, right?
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha. So his notes are also pretty hastily scribbled. So we're at a difficulty 6 starting off at, which would be an 18 or higher. But we're going to drop it to for your specialization in understanding magic, which drops it to a 4, which would be a 12 or higher. You can add anything on top of that if you would like to.
Can I assist in some way, shape, or form? Because not only did I take understanding magic as my level or my skill training last session, but I do still have the give advice kind of thing ability.
Yeah, absolutely.
Can I roll too? I have I'm impeded in all magic rolls. No, I'm just kidding.
If you'd like to make a difficulty 7 roll where you have to roll a 21 or higher, feel free.
Yes, absolutely.
Yes. Sounds like a great idea.
In the meantime, yeah, Ruby, that's totally fine. If you want to use your ability, and then also it sounds like you have some understanding of magic as well. You can like help with the pieces that Garan might need to know.
Yes.
So we'll let's pop that down another 2. That makes sense with your help. So that's a difficulty 2. You just got to roll a 6 or higher. Honestly, not too bad.
I'm still gonna spend effort because I'm nervous. So I'll spend one effort to drop it down to a difficulty 1.
Perfect. Just got to roll a 3 or higher. You got this. Don't roll a 1 or a 2.
No problem. Oh,
Oh my
no,
God.
it was a 2. It was a 2, wasn't it? It was a 2.
It was a 2.
Oh no.
Oh my God. All right, even with all that. All right. So basically all this has done is you look at the notes here. Ruby tries to help a little bit, kind of like pointing out what she knows, but you don't know the whole thing either, Ruby.
Yeah.
JT immediately picks up on the confusion and he's like, fuck, what have I got myself into? You guys are supposed to be the saviors of the world. Come on. All right.
Reporting for duty.
It's fine. It's fine. I'm just going to explain it to you. And he'll go ahead and just kind of like just exasperated kind of like walk you through some of the steps here of just like, you do this. Obviously, you're going to need incense. Obviously, you have incense, right?
Let me check.
You don't have it.
Let me check my stuff. I might.
Like, please tell me. It's a very basic fucking thing. Come
yeah, but
on.
do we, Mr. JT, do we have enough
don't-
explosives?
It's like,
What if we put the incense in the explosives to make
You might
it
need the
like...
explosives later.
I'm gonna need you to shut up. I'm gonna here. Let me
Valid.
just.
That's
He
valid.
just like goes. He just goes back and just starts opening like cabinets and stuff, and he's just like grabbing things. He's grumbling the entire time, just stuffing a bag with like stuff. He's like, "All right, here. This is everything you need." He just hands you a bag full of like, yeah, incense, some like basic flowers, stuff that you need for this ritual. He's like, "You use these. Do it in this order. You'll be okay. All right."
Did
And he
somebody
hands you
write
all
that
the stuff.
down? Do you remember what it was? Did somebody write it down?
Yeah, Garon, are you gonna take notes of this?
Yes.
Because I
Perfect.
don't remember, I don't understand at all what is going on.
So you've got his page, which is hard to understand, and then you've got your separate note page, which is deciphering the things that he just said about the notes that he took, and you have a bag of things that he gave you, and he's like, I'm so worried now, but it's okay. It's okay. You've got this. You've
Just
got this.
enjoy
It'll
your
be
next
okay.
few days just in case. All right?
All right. So order of events. Ruby, you're on. You will be initiating the ritual, but you're going to need something that I do not have, which pains me to say, but I don't have it. You're going to need the specific ritual book for specifically summoning this being. It'll have some phrases in there for you to follow, some Latin stuff to read out, your standard ritual stuff.
Do I remember
Where's the book
any
at?
phrases
Do you remember
from
any
my
phrases?
dreams? Because I had that. I did see the book, and I did share some of the phrases with the Green Witch.
He describes the book, and you remember and you immediately, before he even says it, are like, oh, that's one of the books my dad has back at his house in the basement.
Heist time.
So he's like, of course the Dead Queen's cult is gonna have the goddamn book. So, but you got it in, Ruby. You can take care of that. I'm sure you can get in, get that book.
Yeah, I'm sure.
I mean, if you want to
Don't they
steal,
wanna, like, do something with Ruby for the ritual? Like, I don't know if we should just let Ruby walk in there and, like, serve herself up on a platter.
well, she's gonna be integral into the ritual anyway. Like, her body needs to be there because the Dead Queen is going to be attempting to use her to come into the land of the living, essentially. But it'll be fine because the next part of the plan will go off without a hitch. Now,
What is the next part of the plan? I feel like that's a very important part of the plan.
so as the Dead Queen comes into being in her powerful form, Ruby, you're so good at keeping people still. You're just going to be holding her in place psychically. You're just going to have a quick psychic battle with her mom. It'll be fine. During that,
I mean, any teenage girl can have a psychic battle with her mom on the plan. I've
it'll
done
be
that.
fine. It'll be fine.
Yeah, well, it's fine.
Garon, during that, you'll be completing the ritual, but now you'll be moving into phase 2, which is different from what the cult wants. You are trying to force her into a weakened mortal state that you guys can kill. They're trying to turn her into an all-powerful deity. You're trying to contain her into a mortal form.
And at this point, is she in Ruby's body while they have the psychic battle, or is she not in Ruby's body? 'Cause I feel like that's an important distinction.
She will be separate. As long as everything goes according to plan. He's staring daggers at Garon. As long as everything goes according to plan, Ruby will not be taken over, and you will force her into a secondary form that you can kill. Yes?
Is that where I come in?
Okay.
Then it's my time to shine.
Ava, he looks at you and he says, "Listen, you have the most important job here, okay? Specifically, you will not be a part of the ritual. You're gonna stand back. It's because the Dead Queen is not gonna go silently when she's being held in place. She will be summoning the beasts of the dark earth, her beings, her monsters. You've probably seen them before. They will be definitely trying to interrupt this ritual. So you are the protector. You are the
Great.
You will
Super
be
psyched for this.
protecting Ruby. You'll be protecting Garon as they fight the Dead Queen.
Awesome.
Now, we want to do this permanently. We don't just want to take her mortal form away and then she's back to an undead being. So the way we do this, he's been holding this shoebox the entire time, and he opens it up and you see a knife inside.
Now you're speaking my language, JT.
It's very simple. It's like a very simple, like, wooden handle that it looks like it was you can see like all the like carving marks of someone who like whittled it down to a handle. You see the blade itself is pretty rusted as well. Like this is a very old knife. And he says, this is a knife that the dead queen has used in her when she was amongst us in the living, before she became the dead queen.
I think she'd have nicer knives.
Well, if you knew where she came from and her history, you might know that she did not come from money.
Oh, okay.
And he says, so you use this knife, plunge it into her heart when the ritual is complete and she is in a mortal form you can defeat, and that will defeat her. So in that specific order, we can get this done.
So you want me to plunge this knife into her throat, into her chest, into her heart?
Whoever would like to plunge this knife can plunge this knife.
Do you want to stab your mom, or do you want me to stab your mom, Ruby?
I feel like you're better at stabbing.
I'll stab your mom.
I also might.
That's something I would do for a friend.
I appreciate you. I'll also have hopefully done some mental damage before that, so.
Yeah, you fry her brains, and I'll scramble her heart with this knife. And Ava's gonna pick up the knife, and she just kind of wants to like try it out in her hand to balance, see what the balance is like.
Sure. Well, so you reach out. JT specifically picks it up, and he's handing it to you. And he says, Katrina, this is the most important thing you've ever had. And he hands it to you. And he says, this job is very important. You'll be completing the finishing blow. You've got this?
I got it.
All right. He looks at you. He looks at Ruby. He looks at Garan. Garan, you got this. You got this. You'll be all right.
You can do it, buddy.
You got this. It's just a ritual. You've done a million of them, right?
Yes.
Right? Okay.
Yep.
You've done rituals before?
I've done rituals.
This is not his first ritual.
Yeah. Man, and you're the one that she entrusted with that book. It's fine. It's fine. That's cool. All right. Well, you guys can head out from here. Now, you'll need some transportation over to the colony. I'd suggest getting there pretty quickly because things are going to go south pretty soon. The ritual does require Ruby there if they want to do the Ruby ritual, but at a certain point, as they get closer and closer to the deadline of the 7-year mark, they could, instead of using Ruby, just use an entire town, maybe the size of Sanctuary, and just kill everyone there and bring the dead queen to life that way. So if you don't want your entire town dead, Ruby, you might want to get there a little quickly. So, I mean, maybe you want them all dead. I mean, if you don't care about anyone there,
it's debatable if I care about anyone there, but then we also run the risk of her coming back. So
yes, exactly. Without you, she will still come back. It's just a matter of how. So let's get you there quickly. I have a contact. I don't love using this contact. He's kind of a dick, but the railroad man can help you out. If you just follow the railroad west and just kind of keep walking, don't get on the train. Never get on the train. Just walk on the railroad and just kind of keep walking. He'll eventually show up. Unfortunately, I can't give you a time for that because it's just kind of like he's one of those dicks that's like, when you need me, I'll show up. And it's like, what does that even mean? Anyway, so just follow the road. Eventually he'll show up. You hand him this card. He pulls out there's this black business card that he like pulls out of his jacket, or out of his overalls. Black business card. It's got the letter R in it and like a really nice kind of font. And then behind it are two crossing like railroads behind it. And he holds that out for whoever wants to grab it.
Ava will take it.
Perfect.
She sheathed the knife in her, like, this knife, she changed it out for the silver knife, which she then put in, like, her wrist gauntlets or whatever. You know, she's got knives kind of all over the place, but she put this one, like, in her, like, chest satchel, so it's closer to her.
Perfect. And so he'll hand that to you, and he said, he owes me a favor. This is the mark of it. So you just give him that business card. He'll take you into town. You'll be good from there. All right.
All right. So, Operation Kill Ruby's Mom commences. So we should probably pay the stables for a while, because on the bright side, when they find that body, we won't be here, so it won't be a problem that we came back, because we didn't cause any chaos except for that one thing that we did that nobody knows about, so. And except for you, JT, but
Yeah.
I take it you're not a snitch, so.
Snitches get stitches, you know what I mean?
You know, then. If you know, you know.
No, you know.
If anyone knows, I have a feeling he knows.
All right. So he says, cool. So you guys got your plan. Get on out of here, you crazy kids.
Yeah, we're super confident. This is definitely going to be fine.
It's fine. It's fine.
It's going to be fine. It's going to be fine.
Anyway, my goose got out, so I'm going to go deal with that.
You got a goose? Oh, yeah.
Yes, there is a goose. Yes.
Yeah, I gotta find him pretty quickly because he can like breathe fire and stuff. So I gotta figure that out.
Oh shit.
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. You guys don't have to worry about that. You're saving the
You
world.
say a lot of
I'm
things
just
are
dealing with the
fine
goose
that
problem.
I'm concerned that you don't know what that word actually means. Do you know what the word fine means?
Yeah, it's fine.
I feel like you have, because of how long you've existed, you have a different definition of fine than us mortals.
I think so, yeah.
Hey, listen, I've seen a lot of world-ending events. I'm still here, so I mean, it's worked out.
Congrats.
Hey, thanks, buddy. Appreciate it. All right, get out of here. Go. And he like kind of shoves you guys out the door. He closes it behind you.
Mm-hmm.
And as you guys find yourself back on the street, what's the plan? What are we up to?
I guess we're gonna pay for.
We're gonna pay the stables, and then we're gonna go to the train tracks. What
cool.
are we gonna do with all of this stuff that I got? By the way, we have a lot of money now. And some stuff. Yeah, we might have to carry a bunch of money with us. I don't know. I ain't leaving it on the cat.
Probably a good idea.
I think Garon has put the bag of supplies that JT had given him into his bag and is just reading the instructions over and over again. Basically committing them to memory.
Yeah.
This is gonna be his state until we get to Sanctuary.
Anxiety?
Yes.
That's
There's nothing but read
valid.
these papers.
Valid.
I'm just reading ahead a little bit real quick while you guys. Cool. All right. Great. So, it sounds like we're gonna leave the horse and carriage behind.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe just
Well,
like pay
we probably
ahead of it.
can't take them on the train.
We were instructed to walk, therefore I'm assuming we actually have to walk.
Well, yeah, and it's hard to get I mean, you could probably do it, but I don't know if that favor really covers bringing an entire carriage with us, so.
Mm-hmm.
I think we gotta leave it here and come back.
All right, cool. So it's like $1 a day is what they were charging you. How in advance would you like to pay for?
How long do we think that saving the world's gonna take? A week?
How far away are we from?
Walking, it's going to be quite a little whiles, but quite a little whiles is not a phrase, but you know what I mean. Let's see. Walking is like a few days. Train would get you there, like overnight. But it's a few days to get over there, over some like mountains and stuff like that. It sounds like dealing with the railroad man is like an expedited way to get there, but it was kind of vague on details, so you don't know exactly how that would shake out as far as
we're going under the mountain.
Yeah, not exactly sure like how quick this method is going to be.
I mean, is hang out for the month or a month?
We
Sure.
can pay out for a month.
I mean,
we have the money to do it, and I mean, I'm pretty sure we can loot home after we're done.
Your parents got valuables?
They might, I don't know.
Oh, okay.
My dad has an entire study I didn't know about, so who knows?
Bet he's got nice clocks and shit in there. You know. Just a thought.
And I mean, my human mom gave me my gun, so there's stuff. I mean, they basically have an entire cult worshiping them, so
yeah. They probably got some nice shit. We can rate it on the way out.
yeah.
You know.
It's my inheritance.
Exactly. It's not actually even stealing at that point. I mean, of course, your body's supposed to go to your real ma, and so maybe it's her inheritance, but once she's dead, I guess it's yours.
Yeah, it's mine now.
Who needs therapy when you can just murder your cult?
Yeah. We can deal with therapy later.
We're gonna be so traumatized after this.
End of the world or therapy? And I feel like end of the world again takes precedent.
Yep.
Just like
you don't need to be
justice.
mentally stable to save the world.
I don't think
What does
anyone
this
mentally
look like?
stable would go on this type of adventure to save the world.
Yeah.
No.
That's so true.
All right, so
Mhm.
what did we decide? Like a couple weeks, a month?
I think a month would make sense.
Yeah.
Maybe we
Okay.
could strike a deal and be like, if we get back sooner, get a refund for the days we don't use.
The guy you're talking to is just like this big buff, burly guy, but with
I
like
will
a bigger
definitely
belly.
try and negotiate for a better value.
He's like, no refunds.
All right, we'll pay you for 2 weeks then. Ava
Okay,
just
we can do
cracks
2
her
weeks.
knuckles.
Yeah.
She feels like his buffness is like a challenge.
He like crosses his arms. We can do 2 weeks.
Great.
Okay.
We'll keep the horses if it's longer.
If it's longer, we'll come back and pay you for the remainder. And you'll give us our horses back.
Double for the remainder.
No.
$2 a day.
No.
Okay, $1 a day.
50 cents a day.
$1 a day.
Deal.
Fine. she doesn't realize that's the original
deal.
price.
Yeah. Pay out 2 weeks. So it's $14.
Yeah.
You can pop off of there, and then you can renegotiate when you get back if you'd like to. Cool.
Challenge him to a boxing match when they get back. For an extra quarter off the day. That's how Ava negotiates. She just
All right. So finished negotiating with the man. Ava, drop off that letter with the post office. You finish that up pretty quickly, and then head it onto the road, specifically the railroad that leads out of town, heading west, basically parallel to the road at first, but has to divert as it gets more mountainous.
Yeah.
So we're walking. We're walking, we're moving, we're grooving.
Yeah.
We're now after your errands and stuff, we're early afternoon at this point. About an hour passes. 2 hours pass. You're waiting for that moment when you need him to appear so that the railroad man will show up. But so far, it does not seem like that has happened. Now we've reached about 3 hours of just straight walking. Sun's getting a little lower. The question is now showing up of just like, do we just keep walking? Do we try to set up camp of some kind?
I assume he'll show up when something's gonna attack us.
Or we're about to get hit by the train, whichever one comes first.
Yep. When our lives are in danger, you know.
Because that's when you can get the best deal out of people.
Absolutely.
At about 4 hours, the sky's turning orange. The light's getting lower. You guys are starting to have to get out your lanterns and flashlight to try and see, at least at this point. And still nothing. Railroad man hasn't shown up. At a certain point, you heard the train from behind you. You watched as it sped on by, left. It's carrying things like lumber and coal and raw materials. There's some passenger carts on it as well. You're thinking about how nice it would be to be in one of those passenger cars instead of walking, as the train kind of shatters past you. What's everyone thinking at this moment as the sun is getting dangerously low?
Mr. Man, Railroad Man, we really need you.
The world
Railroad
really
man.
needs you.
The world
me a
needs
rail.
you.
I'm still going over the ritual instructions.
So this is going to be a really big stretch, Darren, so tell me if it's wrong.
Ooh, tell me. I'd love
But
to.
as I'm calling out, can I lace my words with persuasion? Using my magic.
Interesting. Let me get some stuff up real quick. Bear with me. Bear with me. That's what I meant. Yeah, sure you can. Let's do a roll. It's starting at a difficulty 7, which would be a 21 or higher to roll. You got anything you want to mess around with that?
Well,
Persuasion, you can reduce, right?
So that's a difficulty 6.
So 18 or higher.
Then I will definitely put at least 1 effort in. I can't do 2 effort, unfortunately, but
okay.
So
spend a couple points on that. Try to get your effort up.
So what is it? That brings me down to a 5, so that's 15 or higher.
15 or higher is what you got to roll. You got this.
Yeah, it's fine.
It's fine. Everything's fine. Everything's as it should be.
That is a 19.
Yeah.
Really?
Yes.
It really is fine. This one time.
God damn. All right. Let me think about how I want to do this.
I saw I rolled one of my d20s with fuck as the 1, and I saw the fuck come up because it's right next to the 19, and it was like, what? And I was like, no, it's actually 19.
Oh, it's the good one.
Yeah, it's the good one.
Wow. All right. Cool. So, sun's gotten quite low at this point. It's that moment of like twilight where like the sky is like has turned blue. If you look up, like the sky almost looks lit up, but everything around you is dark, almost pitch black, except for what's lit by the lantern and the flashlights. Who usually carries the flashlight in these situations? Whose flashlight is it? That's Ava. Ava, you're moving around. You're sweeping that beam around, like looking for dangers. You're immediately in protection mode because you're like, it's dark enough where something could sneak up on us.
These motherfucking cursed animals that are trying to get Ruby.
And you sweep in front of you guys, and your light flashes over a person standing there. The flash you get before you bring the light bring the light back, is you see someone whose features you can barely discern because they're covered in blood. Their body is looks broken off to the side. An arm is kind of up and to the side, standing there for just a brief moment before you get the light back. And you do see someone still standing there, but now it just looks like just a tall, elegant looking man. He's got a touch of gray on his temples. He's wearing a nice suit, 3-piece suit with a vest. He's holding a carpet bag, which is this old timey day suitcase, holding it to his side. And he's looking at a pocket watch that he closes and he sets into his side there. And he just stands there. He's about 50, just over 50 feet away from you guys, ahead of you. And you see him there. Ava, you are also the only one that saw that bloody image first.
Either this is him, or we're about to be in a fuck ton of trouble.
The man is just standing there.
Is he
just
staring
waiting.
at us?
Yeah, he's looking at you guys. He doesn't seem like...
You want to just stay
It's
a little
impossible
bit
to read
behind
his
me?
intentions right now.
Yeah. You want to stay a little bit behind me, maybe? Because when I first saw him, he looked all broken and bloody, and now he's looking all handsome and like the devil. So, whatever. Maybe it's the Jersey Devil. Who knows? Anyways, maybe just stay a couple paces behind me, and I'll approach first, and then if he's a bad man, I'll try to kick his ass.
We also do have a card to present him.
I do have a card. I will approach, and his name's Mr. Railroad Man, right?
He was just referred to as the Railroad Man by JT.
All right, she's gonna walk up confidently, despite the fact that she's not confident about this, that he's not some sort of zombie creature that's gonna like attack her.
Mhm.
And she's gonna say, "Are you the railroad man?"
He just looks at you. He doesn't say anything.
She pulls the card out.
He does look down at the card and then looks back up at you.
Yes, railroad man.
He reaches out a hand in front of him.
Oh.
And he's just kind of looking at you. Again, it's impossible
Gonna hand
to
him
read.
the card.
All right. Card comes over.
Mhm.
He takes it. He holds it in front of him. He flips it over to the other side. He flips it back. And then he tucks it into his jacket pocket. And as he's doing this, you all hear a wolf's howl. I would say off in the distance, but that would be deceptively far. It definitely sounds closer than at a distance.
I think it's time for us to go, Mr. Railroad Man.
So Ava, you turn to where the wolf is, and you turn back to the railroad man to say this,
Yeah.
and you see he's gone.
Motherfucker.
You hear another howl on the opposite side of where you heard the first one, before hearing a third one behind you.
Fuck.
And approaching out of the woods from the original howl point, you see a creature that I'm going to describe to you guys so that we know what we're looking at. So it's a wolf-like creature covered in black fur.
Mhm.
It's got a pointed snout. It's got a long bushy tail, but it is walking fully upright at about 7 feet tall, roughly. It reaches out one of its hands to like grab a tree next to it, and you see its arm is ridiculously long. Its wingspan has to be roughly double that of a person of this height would be.
Right.
And you see that it's has an extra elbow in its length, almost spider-like, the way that its arm kind of comes out and grabs this tree. You notice that the legs are similar, where they have extra limbs. And he takes his other hand and he puts it down on the ground in front of him, and he crouches down. And the way that he stands on all fours now looks very spider-like, with its segmented joints all forming this form. And it begins sprinting at you guys. We're going to go ahead and roll initiative, boys and girls. Let's do it.
Can I just give a favor away from some psycho?
We'll see. We'll see. What is the railroad man up to? Oh, do I have a pen anywhere? Am I penless? I found a pen. All right.
Can't have a fight if you don't got a
Yeah,
pen.
no, I did not do well here.
Don't forget that you guys can add effort to initiative if you want to. That comes from speed. So if you'd like to change your difficulty, you can do that. Basically, the monster's difficulty.
I'm also
trying to beat it.
trained in.
Yeah. So I'll keep that in mind when we put yours in there. So whenever you're ready, you can shout out what you got.
I got a
Garon's
3.
looking terrible. You got a 3? Nice.
Yes, I got a 3.
Well, yeah, don't waste the effort, because it's not going to help you there. What do you got, Garon?
1.
Nice.
13.
All right, perfect.
I was just still so obsessed with reading over the instructions that I have no idea what's going on around me.
Exactly. You were looking at that. You were looking at the railroad man.
Flipping through my journal.
Yep. You were like, Ava's got this, right?
Yeah, this is fine.
This is what she does.
This is her thing. All right. So, top of initiative, as this thing is sprinting towards you on all fours, again, spider-like. We're talking, instead of like bounding like forward like you would see a dog run, it's like always keeping contact on the ground with its legs, moving alternating limbs as it sprints forward. But it's like this hairy wolf-like body, just completely misshapen. Ava, you are first. What would you like to do?
Wow, this is so stupid. Okay. She's gonna hold and wait for it to get within melee.
Okay.
She grabs one of the silver, her silver knife, and then she tosses the flashlight to Ruby.
Sounds good to me.
Probably gonna need both hands for this.
All right. Yep. You toss the flashlight over. Ruby, you can grab that as you're planning for your next move. Ava, you get your silver dagger out, ready in position.
So I'll ready an attack for if it attacks me.
Yeah. That's fair.
This is either gonna hurt or it's good. I don't know.
You'd like to wait until after it's made an attack. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Sounds good.
I will respond with a counterattack if it attacks me.
Got it. Cool. So it sprints in. It is now the Hexenwolf's turn. This Hexenwolf comes in to attack, and it's gonna go ahead and start doing that. So the first attack with its claw, again, this like long, segmented, weirdly bent arm comes in with these massive claws and strikes across you. So I need a speed defense roll, Ava.
I am specialized in speed defense.
Fantastic.
And I have a leather jacket.
So we're starting at a difficulty 4. We're going to drop down to a difficulty 3 because you're specialized. If you want to apply effort as well, you can.
I would like to apply effort.
Sounds good. We're dropping it down further to a difficulty 2. So just got to roll a 6 or higher for me.
15.
15?
Yeah.
All right, fantastic. Yep. So you dodge this first attack. However, this thing is moving deceptively fast for how large it is. And before you know it, another strike is already coming from the other arm. And it gets more than one strike in its turn. So I need another speed defense roll. Same thing where we'll drop it down to a 3 because of your...
Natural 20.
Oh, fantastic. Awesome. So that means you technically got a player intrusion from that. I'll give you a little hint that it has a third attack. So if you would like to take that natural 20 and just put it into a success for the third attack without rolling, you can feel free to do that.
That would be good.
All right, fantastic. We'll do that. So this strike comes in, you dodge out of the way. Second strike comes in, you reach up your blade and it comes across and slashes past your blade, and then it comes in to try and bite you. And you just reach up and you grab its jaws and like hold yourself in place, and it forces itself forward. Your feet are dragging along the ground as you're trying to hold in place, trying not to let this thing bite into you.
So this is not a friend of the railroad man. All right.
Definitely not. You shove it off, and you can go ahead and take your attack that you held.
I will do that.
Perfect. Difficulty 4 is what we're hitting. Oh, but it's eased because you're using knives, so difficulty 3, 9 or higher.
Look at this, and I have the something. I'd actually like to use my swipe.
Ooh, what does that do?
It inflicts 1 less damage. But it dazes them. So for one round,
gotcha.
during which time all of its tasks are hindered.
Lovely.
And then I've got the enabler, so it's the +1 damage. So I'll just do the normal damage versus like the the increased damage of the 3 that it normally does.
Okay.
Just do 2 damage, or the 3 that I normally do. Not that it does for everybody. But
Yeah. Cool. All right. So you're gonna reduce that down to 2 damage. You haven't rolled yet, right? Though, to see if you hit.
Yeah. I did. I rolled an 11.
Oh, nice. Okay. That's just enough. It wouldn't have hit, except that you're eased with daggers, so you're fine there. So it's gonna do. So it would be 3 damage. It's gonna reduce to 2. Just as a hint, it does have armor of 1. So normally I would reduce the damage to another 1, but because you're using a silvered weapon, you see that bypasses that, and you hear it like scream out in pain and hear some.
I made good choices in the silver weapon here.
So far, so good. So yeah, you're able to bypass its armor with the silver.
Not friendly puppy, not friendly spider puppy, not the spider dog, not friendly.
All right, so you've dealt 2 damage to it, and it is dazed. So its next stuff, it'll be easier to like dodge attacks and stuff like that. Cool. That's its turn. We're going to jump over to Ruby next. Technically, it's Ruby and Garan. Ruby rolled higher, so I was defaulting to that, but technically you guys could choose who goes first, if that matters. Otherwise, Ruby will go first.
I don't really care. Seeing as it's hindered for this turn, I'm not going to use Bewitch just yet.
Okay.
You got some damage to do to it?
Not really, but I was going to try and see if I can
We got some
use
silver bullets.
For Garon's gun. I'm pretty sure.
I have 2 silver bullets.
Yeah. I was gonna try and use fast talk at the railroad man in the area to see if he can help us out.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah, he's gone, so I don't know where he is, but
I'm gonna try and project it out into the area. So when speaking with an intelligent creature, I'm assuming he's intelligent, who can understand you and isn't hostile, left, so I don't know. You can convince the creature to take 1 reasonable action in the next round.
Okay. We'll do what we've done with like these like kind of more powerful fey creature sort of things, where we'll leave it down to a roll. So again, he's a difficulty 7, so a 21 or higher is what you have to roll on default. So if you want to apply effort, or
I'll apply effort.
I'd consider this persuasion, so we can pop this down to 6. Basically, if it succeeds, we'll do the effect of your spell there. So and you're going to apply effort, much more?
Yeah. So
okay, intellect.
Yep.
All right, so we're up 15 or higher. So
15 on the dot.
Damn. All right. Well, so what is the action that you're asking him to perform?
I'm asking him to aid us right now.
Okay. Sounds good. All right. Right now, nothing happens, but we're going to come back to that. All right. I will keep that in mind as we move forward to see how he's going to aid you specifically. Cool. I love that. Anything else you want to do on your turn as far as like repositioning or anything like that?
I think
that lay of the land, it's basically this railroad track, and then it's just woods on either side, pretty thick.
And it's just the one creature, though, correct?
That's what you've seen so far.
Right now.
Although, since you pointed that out specifically, I do want to remind you that you heard two other howls.
Two other howls,
in different directions. So take that how you want.
I will... Is there a tree nearby I can put my back up against?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So this first wolf came out from, we'll call it the right. And then if you want, from the direction that you guys were heading. So he came out from the right side. You could head in the opposite direction and go to like the left trees, or you could go in the direction that he came from, and kind of put your back up against those ones.
I think I'm gonna go in the direction he came from because the other two howls were in other directions.
Okay,
if I
sounds
remember
good.
right. And I'm gonna try and keep the light on him, so if Garon or Ava take a shot, hopefully they won't be as hindered by not being able to see what's going on. Kind of thing.
Gotcha. Yeah. So far, the fact that you guys have lights has been helpful.
Mhm.
So, speaking of which, I would love to nail this down a little bit more. So Ruby has the flashlight. Are there any other lamps or
Ruby
anything that you guys...
probably caught the flashlight and set her lantern down where she was, so it's
Okay.
probably just on the ground somewhere.
So there's a lantern on the ground. Garon, were you doing anything as far as the light?
Maybe I had like one little orb of light so I could read my notes.
Got it. Cool.
But I definitely,
Yeah, we can say that you've basically got this orb just kind of hovering nearby you.
But that was definitely more of just seeing what I was holding rather than trying to illuminate the distance.
Got it. Fairly dim. You guys had a lantern and a flashlight. You didn't need extra light, but you will say that you are basically illuminated and your like immediate area right around you is lit up. Cool. All right. So Ruby, you we'll say you like back up a little bit from the creature, go kind of diagonally towards that right side. Put your back up against a tree. Keep this creature lit up with the flashlight, with this directional light. Garon, you're up next. What would you like to do?
Garon, you also have 5 bullets in addition to the previous bullets you had for your gun. By my count.
Yeah.
That we stole.
Okay. So
I stole them for you.
it
was my Christmas present to you.
I have 2
Well,
silver
myself at this
bullets and 5 regular bullets written down. So is it?
You also have
5
the
on top of
poison
that?
berry ones, but those are witch bullets. Don't use that on a wolf.
Yeah, don't use the pokeberry bullets on the wolf.
So what we can say that you've got an additional 5. I don't know if we were keeping track of that specifically. So
Yeah.
you can just say you have 10 regular and then the 2 silver.
Okay.
Okay.
How close is the wolf that Ava is fighting to a tree?
The one that Ava's fighting, not ridiculously close. I'd say 15-ish feet.
How tall are the trees?
Standard size.
So like full grown, like a forest tree.
Full grown, yeah, exactly. This is like, yeah, if you imagine like a forest, like with thicker sort of around trees, they're going to be nice and tall foliage.
Okay. I would like to use my magic on the tree nearest the wolf and have the tree roots grow and expand to latch around the wolf's legs and either try and like keep him in place or like yank him down so he's prone.
I love it. I love where your head's at. Absolutely. We'll put it down to a roll. So basically this wolf is going to try to avoid this, try and break free. So you're making a roll essentially for the tree. But you're using your magic. So this is going to be like an intellect roll.
Correct.
Using magic, which I think you have some stuff with. Is that correct?
I am specialized in using magic, yeah.
And using magic. So that pops you down 2. So that's difficulty 2. So you're rolling a 6 or higher to try and get this tree to grab this wolf and do some effect to it.
I am terrified of all of my dice. This one. Oh my god, okay, that's an 8.
8, fantastic. Oh, and actually it would have been hindered one more because it's dazed. So you would have only had to roll a 3, but you rolled an 8, so we're fine anyway. So we're good. Cool. Yeah, all right. Yeah, these roots just kind of pop out of the ground, grab this wolf by the legs and pull it down. You see it catches itself with its arms, its joints bending up around it. These spider-like legs with claws on the end. But it's now prone and further hindered as it's like still trying to swipe at Ava. But this tree is sort of holding it down. Great. I love where your head's at with that. We'll have it basically make a roll at the end of each of its turns, or you'll make a roll at the end of each of its turns as it tries to break free from this effect. But I like where that's at. Cool. Back up to the top. Nothing
Ava.
there yet. Yeah, let's do Ava next. I was thinking about the railroad man. He has not made his presence known yet.
Oh,
Ava,
okay.
what are you up to?
I'm gonna take a slash at the creature. I don't know if Ruby's gonna do the thing. Mm,
I mean, Ruby can do the thing, or Ruby can try a different thing. It really is up to you.
I mean, it's up to you. I
And
can
do the
swipe
thing.
it. I can swipe it again. It's just gonna take a lot longer to kill it. But it might kill me first because it's got a bajillion attacks.
I might try and do a different thing to keep its friends from coming in, if you can disable it one more round.
I will swipe it then. I'm gonna take a swipe at him.
It might be a
So
stupid
my
different
weapon wielder
thing.
damage will not be in effect, but it's silver, so otherwise she'd be pulling out the sword. But
Mhm.
who wants to get close enough to knife a spider wolf,
No one.
spider werewolf thing?
Yeah,
knows?
especially a thing that has unusually long limbs. You're trying to get like in close enough to stab it with a
Yes,
knife.
exactly. It's
It's,
got huge limbs and
difficult.
that jaws not great. This
Yep.
is not great, but silvered. So
Yeah, exactly.
we'll take a swipe at it.
All right, so difficulty 3, 9 or higher.
16.
16, fantastic. All right, you got another stab in. Getting these blows. Just a normal attack this time, correct?
It's a swipe attack, so it will
Okay,
do
same thing.
the 2
Trying
damage.
to daze it again. Okay.
Yep.
Cool.
Sacrifice 1 damage, but it's got 3 attacks, so I'm gonna go ahead and save my own hide. Because when it's its turn in a second here, I'm gonna be glad that it's hindered.
Yeah, and it's hindered quite a bit. It's dazed from you. It's being held down by this tree. You saw these like roots come out of the ground as Garon was like speaking in tongues behind you.
She doesn't question it anymore. She just kind of hopes it does the same. Garon does the same thing that it did with the body, where the tree just eats the wolf. That would be great right about now. This thing cannot be good for the ecosystem.
Yes.
Just saying.
All right. From there, we've got. Let's see. Hang on one moment. Let me just read some stuff.
That's never good.
Yep.
Okay, I love it. I'm just thinking ahead. Bear with me. All right. So
Sounds like
it's now the Hexenwolf's turn. But I'm going to change that F to a V and say the Hexenwolves' turns.
Yeah.
So we'll start with the obvious one that's flailing on the ground, trying to break free of these roots. And it swipes out Ava across, trying to hit your legs with its arm. So I need a speed defense roll. We're starting at a freaking difficulty 2 with its double hinder. You're trained, right, in in speeds. So we're at a difficulty 1 starting off. If you want to apply effort, you can automatically succeed if you want to, or you just got to roll a 3.
I'll roll it.
All right.
I rolled a 13.
Nice, fantastic. It swipes again with another arm, same thing.
11.
Fantastic. Tries to nip at your ankles.
7.
Fantastic. It is mostly immobilized here. While I'm thinking of it, let's go ahead and get Garon your intellect roll to continue to get this tree to hold it down as it tries to break free. Again, it's hindered twice, so just got to roll a 6 or higher on that. Oh, wait, no. Hang on. Hang on.
Okay.
I've backed into a corner a little bit, but that's fine. This is fine. This is all fine. So it's hindered twice because it's dazed and it's being held down. It's trying to break free. You're using magic, which drops it down another 2, which makes it a difficulty 0 task, which means that you automatically succeed even without rolling. So
thank God. I need
you
it.
just continue to hold this thing down, specifically because you're doing it. You've got your double difficulty reduced, and it's being dazed. As soon as it's not dazed anymore by Ava, then it will be able to try and break free, but you still just got to roll a 3 or higher on this.
I need everything I can get.
Yes. Ava. Sorry, Ruby.
Yeah.
You hear a noise above you, like rustling in the leaves.
That's
And-
Fuck you.
And you look up and you see crawling down, again, spider-like, but it's like a wolf
Yeah.
body, crawling down to face you, this creature that you can barely make out in the darkness, mostly because you see its fur has changed color to kind of camouflage itself into the leaves and the bark of the tree. As you see those colors fading to its black fur, it jumps down at you to try and strike you. So Ruby, I need some speed defense rolls as it tries to attack you here.
Okay, well, this is gonna go great.
So difficulty 4 is what we're starting with. Speed defense 12 or higher is what you got to roll, unless you want to add anything to this. Apply any.
Honestly, I don't trust it. I do have my reinforced jacket on though,
Yes.
because my effort cost is insane.
Do you remember how much
Yes.
armor that gives you?
+3,
Oh my god. Yep. All right, carry on.
but that's 9, so.
Okay, so it'll hit on the first attack and deal 1 damage, coming from your might pool.
Okay.
And then it's going to strike you again with its other arm. These just massive claws scratching across you. Luckily, your armor is protecting you for the most part. This like reinforced leather.
Mhm.
So another roll for you
Oh,
for speed
sorry.
defense. Oh, no worries.
Nope.
Failed
That
again?
die's yeah, that die's going away.
All right. So another 1 point of damage. These things are dealing 4 points of damage on each of
Mhm.
these hits, but you've got that really good armor. So that's just another one that gets through. And then it jumps onto the ground after they getting these 2 strikes from the tree. And it pins you into the tree and tries to bite right into your shoulder. Let's go ahead and get another roll.
Nope, it succeeds again. So,
All right. Another point of damage. All these coming from your might pool.
Yep.
And you just take all of these strikes, trying to hold it off as best you can. It's
Mhm.
scratching through. You can feel your armor starting to tear, your leather jacket starting to tear. You're in a dire moment here as this thing is attacking you. Ava, you've had this flashlight aiming at you, illuminating this creature. You see the flashlight goes wildly off as Ruby's trying to hold off this
Stay
creature.
alive.
And Ava,
Yeah.
so Ava, Garan, you hear it as well. You guys do see that Ava is in trouble over there. A bit of a distance from you guys against a tree.
Garon, you got this one for a hot second so that I can go extract
I have
Yeah.
a plan that might work before you move.
Are you gonna tell it who your mom is so that it'll leave you alone?
Honestly, that was the plan, was to invoke my mom and try and intimidate the fuck out of these things.
Do you know who my mother is?
My mother will hear about this.
No, exactly.
That's like
Hilarious.
that time that Maria tried to use clout to open the door, telling the door,
Yes.
"Do you even know who my grandma is?" Yeah.
Garon or Ruby, can one of you just roll a straight D20 for me and let me know what you get?
That's terrifying.
I'll roll, even though I haven't been doing great. That would be a 3, so no.
Fantastic.
Fine.
Ooh, that's fun.
I
Okay,
don't like when you say things like that.
that's fun. Okay.
For whom?
Fun for him,
Ruby.
obviously.
Yeah.
No, hang on.
Now it's gonna kidnap you. Shut up.
I actually meant for Ava to roll that. Ava, can you roll and tell me what you actually got? I was like,
natural one.
Natural one? All right, fantastic.
That's even worse.
I know less than nothing. This is that
Awesome.
magic creepy deepy stuff.
So, Ava, you are locked in combat with this creature in front of you. Garon, you turn to see Ava being attacked over at that tree, and then you hear from behind you, and Ava, you hear a little too late as well, a third Hexen Wolf comes up behind you and attacks you. Again, you see that its fur was like the color of foliage, almost camouflage, before coming back to its natural black as it comes in to strike you. I'm going to go ahead and say that you absolutely did not see it coming. So we're going to ease its attack, make it a little more difficult. So we're starting at difficulty 5. You automatically drop it to a 4 with your speed. It's that speed defense
Yeah.
training. If you want to add anything else to that, you let me know.
It's the tuck and roll. It's the tuck and roll.
Exactly. So we're at a 12 or higher right now. If you want to drop that anymore with
I would like
effort
to
or anything.
add some effort, yeah.
Okay, sounds good. So difficulty
That's
3.
good, because I got an 11.
Got an 11? All right. Yeah, exactly. So applying that effort meant that it did not hit you with the first attack. And then its second strike is going to come in, and we'll need another roll. Difficulty 4, 12 or higher. And this one is not double hindered.
13.
So 13, just enough again to
By the
dodge.
skin of my teeth.
Exactly. You're just like bobbing and weaving between these two creatures,
There's
long
a
arms.
1,000 limbs.
And I need
some sort of werewolf hentai weird nightmare.
Hilarious. We got one more strike coming in, a bite. If you can go ahead and try to dodge that as well. 15. All right, you're doing fine. You're doing fine. Bobbing and weaving.
I got this. I could do this all day.
Somehow these things cannot hit you. Great. All right, so we have 2 Hexen Wolves attacking Ava. Garon, you're very close by. Ruby, you're off in the by a tree, getting attacked by a single one that's got you pinned there. And we're going to jump into Ruby's turn.
Okay, Ruby is, again, this is stretching her power, but she is going to touch into the dark power that she knows belongs to her mother now and try and channel it and convince the wolves that this is not worth the hunting expedition that they have decided it is. Like, and we are not worth attacking because it's too much work. Yeah.
These are not the travelers you are looking for.
Yeah, this is too much work. It is not worth the danger that they're about to encounter.
Gotcha. I love it. I love it. I'll tell you what, you can, unless you have a special ability that lets you do more than this, I would say you can choose one specific wolf, Hexen Wolf, to do this on. Would you like to do it on the one that's attacking you?
I'm going to start with the one that's attacking me because I won't be able to do anything. Like, if I start bewitching, I won't be able to move, and I won't be able to help them.
Okay, sounds good. So you're trying to convince it. Because it's actively attacking you, I'm going to go ahead and say that it'll be hindered by 1. So it'll increase the difficulty a little bit to start with. So we're at a difficulty 5, so you'd have to roll a 15 or higher.
Okay, so I'm trained in deception, trickery, which I feel like this falls under.
I would agree with that. So difficulty 4.
I will push. I will add an edge or effort.
Cool.
So that brings me down
3.
to 3.
So 9 or higher.
That's what I'm rolling with, I guess.
All right, sounds good.
You're gonna hate me. That was my 20.
Isn't that 20?
Yeah, that's nat 20 on that.
Ooh. All right.
I'm good at talking. That's it.
Yes, that's your thing. That's your thing. I love it.
What that mouth do, Ruby? All kinds of fuckery.
All right, nat 20. How would you like this to play out? Tell me about what you think.
For a second, Ruby stops fighting what she is, and I think her eyes go black, and she just channels that inner whatever the fuck her mom is. And I feel like it just pulsates out as an aura more than anything else at this wolf that's attacking her. She's like, her anger and her hurt is just, and she's using like her mind link kind of stuff. So it's going straight at this wolf is the only focus of it. And right now anyway, and she's just pushing at it, wanting it to, and the only thing she says is run at the wolf.
Perfect. You see this creature has been like attacking you, striking you. Your eyes, to anyone that can see it, go completely black as you yell, like you would yell at a dog that's doing something wrong. You just say stop, and this creature, you see its long pointed ears immediately flip back. It shrinks back away from you, looks back at its friends, looks back at you, and then just goes on all fours in the spider-like pose and sprints off into the woods, back into the darkness. And with that, you've neutralized a perfectly healthy Hexamolf from the combat. We just have 2 left at the moment. Awesome. Love it.
What
Perfect.
that mouth do? Scare them dogs away.
She
Only it
scared
worked
them
on my
dogs.
mom.
Yep. Cool. All right. Lovely. Anything else you want to do on your turn, movement wise, or anything else?
I'm gonna reposition the light on to at least one of my friends, so like these things aren't doing their freaky fur thing.
Perfect. Yeah, sounds good. Yeah, Ava, you've been doing a good job dodging, but with that flashlight gone, you were having a moment of like, these things are almost.
They have a bajillion limbs, and I was just like duck weave, duck weave, duck weave, duck weave.
Plus this like supernatural like ability where it's like almost hard to keep track of them visually. But this light comes in, illuminates them. You're back in. Awesome. That's Ruby. We're over to Giron. You're right next to all of these limbs flying. Ava's in the middle of it. What would you like to do?
I want to channel into the tree that has been holding down wolves. And I want its basically to have like its roots come up out of the ground, and it takes the wolf and just like slams it back and forth on the ground.
I love it.
Mopping Willow.
All right. I love it. Let's say if you'd like to instead of hindering it for the next round, you are doing damage to it. I would let you basically replace the effect. Does that sound good to you? Would you like to do damage instead of making it harder to like dodge and stuff?
Yeah.
All right, go. Great. So yeah, they just come up and they start to like try and tear it up. It tries to the Hexamolf tries to hold itself in position. So we'll go ahead and roll for this. So we're starting at difficulty 4. Once again, wait, is it still dazed? Because we got another strike before its turn. Fuck it, never mind. It's still a difficulty 0 task, so it automatically succeeds. Okay. As the roots just like grab it by its leg and flip it up into the air and slam it onto the ground. We'll call this like a medium weapon, so we'll do 4 damage to it, reduced by 1 because of its armor. So we're gonna do 3 damage. It's still alive, but it's looking quite hurt. As it just whack, back and forth. Love it. Awesome. Cool. That's a great action for your turn. Anything else you want to do here as far as like repositioning or any small actions you want to do?
I think I've already been in this position, but I just want to make sure I have line of sight on both of the wolves, so I see where Ava's engaged and I can still see where the other one's getting flung around by the tree.
Cool. All right.
I'm engaged to a wolf with a bajillion limbs?
Apparently.
I feel like I've read that before. Anyway, so
it is a bad bodice ripper romance novel.
Yeah, or it's one of those animes that's like, is it okay to date a girl from a dungeon or whatever they're called?
Yes.
Or it's like a really long title. Anyway, I got engaged to a wolf with too many limbs. All right, so So with that, we'll jump
Things
up to
happen in the dungeon.
we'll jump up to the top of initiative, with the railroad man, who's gonna go next.
Now
Let's
we truly
see.
need him, I guess.
Let's see.
Pretty well against these wolves.
Yeah. But Ruby told him to help. He's gonna help. It seems like the one is pretty neutralized, so he's going to essentially attack the one that has not taken any damage yet. But there's a very specific way that this is going to happen. So you guys still don't see the railroad man. He is wherever the hell.
Who's gonna feed us to Hexen wolves?
Let me see what his abilities are here real quickly.
Being creepy.
Yeah, pretty much. Okay.
Being
Here's what-
hot and creepy at the same time, and it's kind of disturbing Ava
Yeah.
a little bit.
I mean, that's like this game, though.
He's got daddy energy, but also like dead daddy energy.
What does that do?
I was trying to
He's
make that a
from-
better pun, but I can't. think of
Dead D
anything.
energy.
Dead D energy. He's got that big dead energy.
Okay, here's what happens. Garon, next to you, you notice a puddle forming on the ground.
Okay.
At first, you don't know. It's like, oh, that's weird. But then you notice just how viscous it is, and you notice that it's like this dark red color. Reminds you a little bit too much of blood. And from this puddle forming, you just see the railroad man himself just kind of rise up out of the puddle. He doesn't. It's none of the like blood or anything coats him. His suit stays immaculate, and he just rises until his feet are perfect with the ground. You see the pool of blood soaks up into like almost into his feet before he just takes 2 steps forward, and he reaches out and he grabs the wolf by the neck and just shoves it into the ground with this strike that does 7 points of damage.
Oh my god.
Holy hell! What
to
is he?
this wolf. He then releases. The wolf like is struggling to like breathe before like trying to get back up. The railroad man just takes 2 steps back. He turns and looks at you, Garon. He nods. The pool of blood emerges again, and he just disappears back into the ground.
Yep.
That's the railroad man's turn.
All right.
It's fine. Ava, you're up next.
Well, that wasn't scary or anything.
Yep.
You know.
Yeah.
All right. Ava is just going to. She's gonna do another. I think a swipe attack. But I think I'm gonna use a experience point to attack more than one person. Well, enemy. I don't know.
Yeah, sure. Sure.
So she's gonna try to attack them both with her swipe, which will hopefully daze them both and ensure that she lives another round.
And swipe allows you to target more than one. Is that right?
If I use an XP point with it, I've got some.
Oh, okay. So you want to spend an experience point to do this?
Yeah, one XP.
Okay.
So there is something with the protector. Gotta grab it. I mean, I'll send it to you afterwards. But there's I have like these moves that I can use 1 XP.
Yeah. Yeah. No worries. Yeah, I trust you.
And one of them is I can hit more than one foe. And
Cool. But you're using your swipe attack to hopefully daze them both.
But I'll use my regular swipe attack so that they'll end up dazed. So basically, it's just like she does a spin with that silver dagger. Just
Yeah,
tries to
yeah.
hit as many of those damn limbs as she can.
Yep. Just get a bunch of strikes in. Makes sense to me. All right, so we'll do a strike for each of them, but you're doing that all with one action. So the first wolf that's double hindered plus another, you just got to roll a 3 or higher for me.
A 3 or higher?
Yep.
I got a 3.
Hey, fantastic. Just enough.
I did it, you guys. Aren't you proud?
Yep. In true Whispers of the Mist fashion, you guys barely succeed, but that's just enough.
And I got a 9.
Perfect. So this one
For the
that's
other.
been just like beaten and battered by these roots is like just finally starting to get up to strike you again, and you just strike it again with your dagger, and you spin around to hit the other one. Did you roll for that one?
Yep, I got a 9.
You got 9? All right. That is also just enough. Because that one's wasn't hindered, so it would have been difficulty 3, which would have been a 9 or higher.
Just behind the skin of my teeth. I'm just out here barely making it.
God damn it. All right. And that's gonna be 2 damage on each of them.
That's how I'm gonna roll against the dead queen too. Watch.
I just want to point out, I probably used all of my luck in this fight. Like,
Mm-hmm.
there's no more.
We're all screwed after this. It's fine.
No one's hit 0 on any of their pools yet, right?
No.
No.
No? All right, cool. Just checking, because that infers some stuff. Cool.
No,
All right.
we're saving that for the fight against Mom.
Yes. Well, you've re-upped the dazed condition on the one that was on the ground. You've now newly added that to the other one, so they're both hindered. And we'll go ahead. Anything else you want to do on your turn there, Ava? That's a pretty good turn.
No, I think that should cover it. Yeah.
All right, sounds good. Well, it's now the Hexenwolf's turn. Geez Louise, I kind of want to roll to see.
What their morale's like.
Yeah, if they just want to get the fuck out of Dodge. Ava, you were the last one to attack them. Why don't you roll for this? This is like an intimidation roll, which I think you ease anyway, right?
I do.
All right, so we start at a difficulty 3. That'll drop it down to a difficulty 2, so 6 or higher on these guys. And if I can get 2 rolls, that would be great.
Yep. 7.
Fantastic.
Woo! Just enough.
And then one more.
12.
12. All right. Yeah, man. The one that's not being
She
held down.
thought
by
about
Reese.
being scared, and then she was like, "Nah."
the one that was not held down by roots. You just see turns around, starts sprinting into the woods. Its fur changing from its natural black into these like more foresty colors, and it's so good at this camouflage that it almost like turns invisible before it's even gotten too far into the woods.
That's terrifying.
The other one that is being held down by the roots, I'll ask you, Garon. Do you want to ask the tree to let it go, or what would you like to happen here?
Kill it.
Not to do damage, but could I just have the tree chuck it off into the distance?
Absolutely. Yeah, you see this wolf is like still like clawing across the ground trying to run, but is being held in place. It's now like you see its intention. It's turned to try to like get out of there. And you just kindly ask this tree. It just takes the roots, lifts it up by its back feet, lifts it up into the air. You see the creature's like clawing on the ground before it goes up, and then just whoop, it goes flying off into the woods. You just hear a woo as it goes tumbling into the woods.
Doggy.
And it is gone from sight. And the 3 of you are standing here, a little bruised, but mostly no worse for wear.
I made it.
Yeah, you're fine.
It was that bob and weave. She's got that amazing bob and weave.
I mean, I'm okay. Like, I think this is the first time Darren's drawn blood from Ruby this campaign.
I can take a single hit.
I'm proud of you.
I didn't either, but it aimed at me a lot.
I thought I was gonna die.
Did it try to hit you?
No. And I was like, as
No,
soon as one of those
it was
attacks
like,
me, I'm probably
this
dead.
bitch keeps dodging us. I will die in before I let her win.
All right, I'm
That's
forgetting
okay.
one thing real quick.
That's what Ava comes for. Meat shield stabbies.
Honestly, I make a pretty decent meat shield, so
I mean, you do have better armor than me.
I only took 3 damage.
I'm just really fast.
That's fair.
I figure I would expend more into not getting hit at all.
Mhm.
But I did put some extra points when I did my last level into might, so.
Mhm.
Cause I ain't getting no smarter. But these biceps are looking pretty swole.
So you guys are caught here. You're take a breath, look around, and almost like in the blink of an eye, or just as you shift focus, you see the railroad man is standing just like right next to you guys. As you turn to see him,
I
and
feel like I'm scaroused right now.
he's standing there. He when you do see him again, you see he's looking at his pocket watch again.
Is it time
And
to go then?
he puts it away, and he just like turns and looks down the railroad, the direction that you guys were facing, already walking, and he just kind of points in that direction, and then takes a step back and nods at you guys. In kind of the feeling you're getting from this is that he's just kind of telling you guys to keep going in that direction.
Great. Thank you for all your help.
Yeah.
We just what? Do you need any healing before we start on our next journey to probably get almost deaded again?
Gonna
Ruby?
need-
Yeah, I'll probably
probably
do
gonna
a
need to
heal.
rest at some point.
Well, you can always do an action for your first recovery
Yeah.
roll.
I'll do an action recovery roll.
Just get your breath real quick. We're gonna go that way in a second, sir. How does he
I
just
mean,
show
that-
up out of-
He just stands absolutely still, like he's given the information and now he's just watching you. You see, he the way he watches is almost like he's studying you in a way. Like he's just like watching everything that you do. It's off-putting.
Yeah.
Say the least.
I am healed up to full, so we are good to go.
All right, let's go.
Cool. All right, you guys.
We're gonna go. in the
Ruby
direction
gives
he
a
pointed
little
us.
curtsy to him as we head out.
Yeah,
Ava
as
has
a-
just saluted him.
you're just standing
Walks
there. He just continues to stand there. You guys continue walking. If anyone turns around, Garon, I think you look back to face him again after that harrowing thing with the pool of blood.
Yeah.
And you just see him like sinking back into the earth when you turn back around. And yeah, you guys just continue along this railroad. It basically seems like you're doing the same thing you've been doing before. But before long, not long at all, maybe 2 minutes, you've turned this bend in the railroad and you see lights in the distance. Another town or city. See these lights twinkling? You start moving towards it. You're like, we shouldn't see the next town for another like 2.5, 3 days. And there's just this town sitting here. As you move a little bit closer, Ruby, you recognize this town.
I was about to say, how familiar does this town look?
Very familiar. It's not Sanctuary. It's not the town you grew up in, but it is the main like hub town that Sanctuary is closest to. Essentially, you have this valley called Baker's Gap. The town of Baker's Gap is within this valley, and then further along the road there, and then leading off into the woods along the valley, you would get to Sanctuary. So this is like the hub town that you would that like if people in Sanctuary needed some supplies, they might go off into town and get stuff from here. And you see this town that again should have taken you 3 days, and just as if space was folded in front of you, you just turn the corner and there it is, this town. And over to you guys. What are we thinking?
Should we get a room and then save the world tomorrow, or
We'll just have to be careful. I don't know where there's
how
still
long
teams.
does that gunk? How long does that gunk stuff work on your face?
The new skin?
Yeah.
I don't remember. How long does our new skin work? Darren?
That's a great question. I can look it up. Yeah, Ruby, you would know. You've been to this town several times. It's also like the place to go when it's like we've been in town for too long. I'm feeling cooped up. Let's go see what's going on out there.
Yeah.
So you possibly would be recognized. All right, what's the name of it again? The item?
Isn't it just new skin?
New skin.
Yeah.
New skin.
Oh, I have in my notes it says it's guys for 24 hours.
We'll maybe save that for tomorrow, and for now we'll just like
Go.
I could try and
do you
disguise
got a
you.
cloak, Garan?
You can disguise. Yeah.
A
Try and disguise
cloak
me.
or something, and I can do the talking maybe.
And I want to use one of my, because I can use one of my ciphers to get training in a non-combat skill.
You also don't necessarily need to use your cipher to do that. I can boost you as long as you follow my advice.
Ruby's makeup.
I always love
Yeah.
that stipulation of that ability.
Yeah, you
Where it's
have
like-
to
You
like,
have to do what I say.
Yeah.
As long as you listen to what I say. you
So,
get this
yeah,
ability.
I mean, a
give you
cult leader's
a
daughter
suggest-
is going to be a
yeah.
little bossy. It's fine.
Yeah. Yeah, I
We
can
love
give
her
you a
regardless.
suggestion involving your next action, and then you are trained in that action for a round, and we can just keep that up.
Okay,
And it saves you a cipher.
I can do that.
It doesn't cost me anything because it's only one intellect point, so I'll just continue talking about my discernible, or like what might stick out as a discernible feature for people to identify me, and
Yeah.
suggest how you cover it up.
What would they most recognize you by, and then I can
Yeah.
Oh, if
Well, that's great. That's not even like limited to
use-
non-combat.
I also use, like, in this case, use hedge magic and, like, change, or other magic, it doesn't have to be hedge magic, like, change the appearance of Ruby's hair color and eye color and prominent features.
Ooh, fascinating. I like. Yeah, let's say color change is an easy enough feat with hedge magic. If you want to actually like change features, I would say that hedge magic is too basic for that. You'd want something
Ooh.
like new skin, like to go the
Do we
full
have
route
like
there.
cotton balls and
Well,
stuff?
I'm thinking more not, like, actually
Oh, just
change her features, but make them look different. So, like, if I made her nose stick out longer and someone touched her nose, like, it would go through the illusion. But from, like, just looking at it, it looks different. That's what I'm thinking.
What if we just
Yeah.
put a cloak on? I think I got a hat with this suit that I stole
Yeah.
off of somebody on the train. We'll put this hat on you.
We
Put
we
the
can
brim
also
down
like
low. You know.
I can like if you have I know you have a med kit. If there's cotton balls in your med kit, we can stuff my mouth to make my face shape different. And I
Or
can
in your
like
nose
if you
to make
have
your nose
yeah,
wider.
yeah, and then like if you had something caustic, we could even change my voice a bit, like on the
I've
throat.
got moonshine.
We could. Ruby will definitely down a moonshine to change her voice with something more caustic. And then you can bulk her out with various rags and garments in certain areas.
Yeah. I think that
as well as the
yeah, I
magic.
think that Ava will probably like put like half of the suit on, like the suit jacket and 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 the hat on her on Ruby, and like put her pocket watch on, so Ruby looks kind of like a small guy.
Yeah, I love this. I love this. Okay, so I
Puts her
think
hair up into the hat so that it looks like a small dude.
so between the three of you guys, we'll say Garon, you're using a bit of hedge magic to change to adjust some of her features. We've got a bunch of just little tricks of the trade that Ava has picked up to decide to get more. So what we'll end up doing is if anyone tries to recognize Ruby, we'll at that point do a disguise check to see how well all of these ended up working, or if they could discern through them. And we'll ease it a little bit because of your efforts ahead of time. Awesome. I love it. Cool. So you guys are heading into town. What was your immediate plan as far as what you were looking for when you got into town?
We were just gonna find a room to sleep and plan for what we're gonna do, because I figured if she's gonna use the new skin, she might want to. I don't know. We might want to just join the cult as regular people, and then like steal the book and then just leave.
Or we can technically do the ritual there.
Or we could technically blow everything up on our way out, so they can't do the ritual. We could just murder. We could just murder everybody in town, so they can't do the ritual. Period.
But murdering everyone in town also technically could bring her back.
You're right. That's why I don't make the plans. But I
we
do
barricade ourselves inside, use the explosives as needed, have a bottleneck because that gives you an advantage in fighting against things because only so many can come at you at once while we do the ritual. And then we can steal shit afterwards and profit off of this
Are we going in as you? Are we using you as bait? Do we just want to join as regular cult members and then like?
How easy is it to actually join this cult? That sounds like a longer process. How easy
is it to join my cult, Darren?
How easy is it to join a cult, Darren? If we wanted to say join a cult today.
It would be a bit of time. In my head, I imagine the process of joining this cult kind of like, I don't know if you're familiar with Scientology at all, but that process where it's like a very long interview / indoctrination session where they'll ask you lots of questions about your life and try to make sure that you're able to get in, but at the same time also trying to indoctrinate you into their teachings. So if you'd like to go through that process, you could. Ruby would have an in, maybe. It's still hard to tell like how you're going to be welcomed into the town. Are you going to be immediately
what if we just
grabbed and chained? Or are they going to welcome you in?
Do the ritual before they know that we're there.
Ideally, we want to go with stealth. It buys us the most time before shit starts trying to kill us.
I'm good with stealth.
We should get a room and then Ruby, you can tell us everything about what you remember from like the security of this place, the layout, where we need to go. We can formulate a plan of it.
That sounds fine to me.
Cool. Yeah. You guys head into town. And it's not a very prosperous town. It's been down in the dumps a little bit. But it's the kind of town where it's like, oh, this used to at one point be like a huge hub town, but most likely that's gone more in the way of like the nearby town of Paradise that you guys just came from, where that's like the tourist town. This is just a pass-through town. The railroad itself, most people would get on the train and pass by Baker's Gap with little to no notice. But It's evening now. People are just getting home after a long day of work. It's a weeknight, so there's not too much hustle and bustle going on at the moment. You guys kind of set up in a formation to kind of keep Ruby hidden a little bit, just in case anyone would recognize you. And Ruby, you can immediately point everyone to the to just reading, bear with me.
Ava would have shown Ruby how to change your stride to look like a man when you want.
Yep.
Change your gait.
I love this.
All right. Yeah, you can bring everyone to there's this. It's less of a hotel and more what the people in the area called the boarding house. And it's more just like a place with a lot of beds, more of like an open floor plan sort of thing with some curtains up. And it's just like people passing through can stay here. When you've come through in the past, usually you would stay. There's a specific cult member in town that like has a home, a large home that the members of the cult, when you go and stay in town, if you end up staying overnight instead of just popping in for the day, you would stay at his house. His name is Leonard Robinson. Now, likely, you're probably not going to head there, but I just wanted to let you know that that's your normal arrangement. But you're also familiar with the boarding house as another option of just like somewhere that you can stay if you need it.
I think unless we're going full on like faking our way through everything, which I don't trust with the amount of rebellion I've already shown, I don't think we should contact Leonard.
Nah.
Just a gut instinct.
But maybe we talk about our plan when we're not around so many people, you know?
Yeah.
Maybe we should plan somewhere outside of there.
Yeah, a couple meeting places. You can either just like, find an alleyway or something if you want. There's also a diner in town called the Lucky Yell.
I don't want to go anywhere where it's called yucky.
The Lucky Yell, thank you very much.
The yelly yuck.
You know that place used to be like a thriving, it was a bar, used to be. And then, Prohibition happened and they had to shut down all their liquor stuff. So they transitioned into a diner, but it's immediately like no one really went there and it's been kind of dying out ever since. So it's actually like it's like a quiet place where you could sit and kind of have a mostly uninterrupted conversation while also getting like some dinner if you wanted to do something like that.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll recommend it.
Sounds good to me.
Cool. So you guys head into town. The Lucky Owl is on Main Street near the center of town. So you guys head on in that direction. You get to see a little bit more of the buildings. You pass by, there's a large reservoir reservoir. Yeah. It turned into a word that did not make any sense in my head anymore.
It's okay. Words are hard. Especially on Monday.
So there's a little lake out there. There's a little island in the middle of it that called Death Island, and all the kids know like ghost stories about it. It's a whole thing. We don't need to get into it. But you guys head on down to the Lucky Yell.
I'm sorry, I feel like Death Island is probably where my mom's buried at this point. Like,
the OG dead queen body. What did that guy mean by your mom came from humble beginnings? Was she like human once?
Fuck if I know anything about what she is.
I suppose that's true. Anyhow, let's go to the diner. Get some food.
Yeah, you guys get in there. The waitress there is surprised to see people, but she immediately perks up and helps you guys, sets you down, um, suggests some food. Is there anything specific that you guys are ordering, or are you just grabbing the house special?
Special.
Yeah, they've got like a let's see, what would they have? Let's make it like a shaved steak sandwich, because that sounds delicious to me right now.
Yeah.
They've got those with some just potato chips, and they're serving that. Cool. So she goes. She's goes back to the kitchen to. It seems like she's the only one working right now, so she goes back to actually cook your meal as well, and gives you guys a little time to chat, consider planning, whatever else you guys want to talk about.
I mean, I'll give a rundown of the compound that I'm aware of.
Yeah.
I think we should stealth in. I think that's a good plan. And go to steal the book. And then we could plant some explosives around the place. If anything goes wrong, then I could maybe throw something that's on fire at where the explosives are. I don't know. Just a thought.
Yeah.
Yeah, a couple of notes for as Ruby is kind of giving you guys a rundown of the place. First of all, her house, which has the basement, which has the book that you guys need for the ritual, is right smack dab in the center of this little town. They specifically set it up so that the cult leader lives in the center. The town itself doesn't have any walls, preferring psychological means to keep people in, rather than being like, here are the walls that
the good old gaslight.
Yeah,
and,
exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. The good
echo
stuff. Classic.
chamber effect.
However, because of this, that means that they do employ a decent number of armed guards that are always on patrol. The shepherds, as we've talked about before, they're called. They're not guards, they're shepherds. Who we've met a couple of early on. Jackie and...
I mean, to be fair, those two, one of them is gone, and we did injure Jackie pretty badly. And then...
Still haven't seen Jackie.
And the other two groups are presumably still out looking for me. So that's a fair amount of guards gone.
Yeah, but like, do you know where their patrols are? Maybe we just like beat one up, tie them up somewhere, and I take their clothes, and then I pretend I'm a god. I don't know.
I mean, I can give what I remember of the patrols. I mean, I'm guessing I didn't know the ones at the time when I left.
How familiar is everybody with everybody? Like, how many people are we talking? Like, does everybody know everybody's face, or like?
Yeah, everyone's very familiar with each other.
Yeah.
Also, however, there is a uniform for the shepherds.
Mm-hmm.
They do specifically make it. They want to make sure that people like can at a glance know who the ones in charge are without specifically saying that they're your shepherds. They're here to help, but also they're
What's
in
the uniform
uniform.
look like?
It's pretty simple. It's like a black button-up shirt, black slacks, and then the main identifier is like a badge.
So no hat and nothing.
No hat, unfortunately.
Damn.
What, Ruby? What was your escape
Hoping they
attempt
wore like masks or something.
How'd you get out?
Actually, technically, my human mother helped me out. So I don't know. I don't think she's an ally, though. anymore.
But did you like run in the middle of the night? Did you?
I ran in the middle of the night.
Avoid the guards.
I think we should probably wait till tomorrow night.
No one was paid off. I avoided the guards.
We should go in at night.
How easily was it to avoid guards?
Karen, I think I avoided them pretty easily, but I do remember that my human mom was helping.
The main thing she did was just give you something to help you when you got out. She didn't specifically help you leave the compound.
Didn't she distract my dad, though? I thought she did some kind of distraction.
Yeah, I think it was more like she said you should leave before he
gets back.
Yeah, exactly. She knew when he would be there, so she suggested that you leave before he gets back.
Yeah.
So right. you're more just I'd say that you're at least familiar enough with like how the patrols work that you knew that, you know, it's two guards are always together. They'll go out, do a patrol, and then it'll be a while before you see the next one. So it was just a matter of kind of like being quiet. You did it at night when it's dark. When a patrol goes by, then it's like, okay, now I know that there's some time before the next one, so I will sneak out at this moment. So it's relatively not too difficult as long as the schedule is up and running and working and there's not anything out of the ordinary. Which arguably, this close to Judgment Day, maybe there's some things going on.
Something might have changed.
Yes, but maybe when you tried to escape, it was relatively easy.
Maybe we go tonight and we just watch the gods, get the schedule down, and then tomorrow night.
We can do that.
I mean, I know we're tired, but
it is a bit of a walk, or trek, or however you want to get out there. Like it's, I'd say like 3 hours if you just straight walk to get out there.
Okay. Well, then maybe not tonight. Maybe tomorrow night.
I think maybe get settled, observe the town, and see if I recognize any faces patrolling around here first before we fully go out, and so we're not hopefully less likely to get caught by a surprise cultist somewhere.
Okay. So what specifically are you doing then, Ruby?
I'm just thinking at least set up a base in the town that we can retreat back to if necessary, and make sure there's no, like, beyond Leonard, there's no other cultists roaming around the town. There's not an increased presence that we're going to have to avoid or anything like that.
Sure.
As we're plotting. Granted, I recognize that we're on a limited timeline, but if we need to retreat, we need somewhere to retreat to that we're going to be semi-safe, at least. I'm guessing.
Well, your options for that are fairly limited unless you want to specifically like create an opportunity. Probably not, but there are like woods nearby, so you could kind of be like out in the open or like out in the woods, set up like a base camp with some of the tents that you carry with you.
But I'm also worried if we go out in the woods, we're gonna run into our beasts, and that gives up the entire jig.
You do know that
what
piece
if
of
we
the
lead
earth
the beasts into the town as a distraction? I'm just saying. Then we slip away from the beasts and let the beasts do what they're gonna do to the town.
Into the cult town? Into Sanctuary? I don't know if she'd have her beasts attack Sanctuary.
She's looking for you and sees you there.
Called Sanctuary, though.
It is. I don't know.
And it is the cult's town. Like, it's just cultists in Sanctuary. So I don't know if she'd sick beasts on it.
Could contact the Witch Queen.
Oh yeah, because didn't she
And see
say
if she-
she might be able to help in the final battle kind of thing?
Yeah. Might be able to send
We
reinforcements.
probably could use her help. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Probably might be helpful.
Her counterpart who also hates her mom. Or my mom.
As many
you could-
people who hate your mom as possible.
Yeah, I'm for that. Does that
Yeah,
mean
you
we
could-
have to go around and get lost again?
No, she did say I could reach out and contact her more easily this time.
Oh, okay.
I probably just need to go out and like maybe commune or whatever and can talk to her.
Okay.
Yeah, before it was like a whole like hour or more long getting lost, finding a creek, make sure that the moon is reflecting just right in the water, and then but now it seems like you still have to like go into the woods to find her physically, but it should be easier to find her, quote unquote find her.
Oh, that's good.
Is that what we like to do?
I think so.
Yep.
Excellent. All right.
That'll buy us time at least. If they can set up a distraction.
Yes.
Cool. All right. So is everyone gonna go into the woods to contact the Witch Queen at this moment?
Yep.
Yeah.
All right, sounds good. So you guys head back out of town, bellies full of some diner food, and make your way back into the woods. Garon, she gave you like a basic like kind of chant that you just kind of repeat over and over again. That will summon her cottage into the area. And you know, before long, you peek and see a bit of light through some of the trees. There's warm candlelight. You follow that, and you see once again her cottage sitting out here. You do see that she is out in her garden in the front, kind of tending to some plants. And she sees you guys, and she says, "Oh, good to see you again. Were you successful with JT?"
Yep.
Yes.
Good. I'm glad to hear that. I know he's a bit of an acquired taste, but I'm glad you were able to help each other.
Chase, the real road man.
Oh, you met the railroad man.
So confusing, that one.
Unfortunate.
Yeah, I haven't dealt with him too often. He tends to stay out of the affairs of the Green and the Underdark, but bit of a neutral figure, that one. Well, anyway, you contacted me. What can I help you with?
We have how to permanently the dead queen. Permanently remove the dead queen.
Yeah, please don't remove me. Thank you.
I absolutely
We
not.
would prefer if you stayed around.
But we are trying to figure out the best way to infiltrate the town of Sanctuary. Get something we need. Support or allied citizens of Sanctuary. Slip in unnoticed.
What an interesting question. Bet you I could cause some sort of distraction. Unfortunately, my influence begins and ends at the edge of nature, and Sanctuary has very much set itself as a place of civilization. But at the edges, I'm sure that I could find a way to draw attention, possibly pull the attention of any guards or folks there so you can make your way inside. I've got some friends who can help, she says.
Their attention is on the edges. It means it's not on the center, which is where we need to go.
Excellent. Sounds like if you're going into the center of the hive, you must be going there for a reason. Hope it works out well.
Book we need.
The last steps of the ritual that are needed to put my mother down are in there.
Very well. Well, I can do that for you. When are you planning on doing this?
Probably tomorrow night.
Excellent. Well, she turns to Garon and she says, Garon, you know how to contact me, but to contact our friends of the green, here, let me give you this. And she's gonna hand you like a little bundle of what looks like sage, but it's got some extra like plants and stuff within it. And she says, just burn this at the edge of town where you would like our friends to show up, and they will arrive. I'm sure they'll be happy to see you.
Okay. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Of course. Do you need somewhere safe to stay for the night? Got an extra room if you need it?
Yes, please.
More than likely, yes. I don't
That would
want to
be
run into a
wonderful. I would
cultist.
rather not worry if somebody's going to kidnap Ruby. I'll just sleep on her.
That's fair. That's fair.
So
Well,
they can't try to take her in the middle of the night while I'm not looking.
well, feel free to come in. There's a room for you guys. Just a couple of beds, but I've got a couch in the center if you would like it. And just ignore if the surroundings change. I might have a couple more stops to make if anyone else summons me tonight.
Cool. That's fine with me.
You know what? We've been through so
just
much
gonna
weird
mind my
shit
business,
the last
you
couple
know.
days. It's fine.
I'm just gonna mind my business. That's what I'm gonna do with all that. I'm just gonna mind my business
Love it.
and
Cool,
order
so-
this towel for Charlie that says, "Does this towel smell like chloroform to you?"
Okay, but how big's the towel?
Love it.
All right, so you guys head on inside. She's got more stew going again. You guys just ate, but it's always a welcome smell at the very least. You settle in for a comfortable night's sleep before your very busy evening tomorrow. Get your last really good sleep under the protection of the Witch Queen herself, which is very helpful. Let's do this. We blew past our 10-minute break because I forgot.
Fine. Let's
And
just power through.
We're now reaching a good stopping point, I believe, here, because we'll be picking up the next session basically with all this infiltration and espionage, which I'm excited to get into. So let's end for the night with that cliffhanger of knowing what we're up to with the next session. Unless there's anything else specific any player needed to do.
I want to do recovery rolls now because if we don't, I will forget.
Good call. Yeah, go ahead and do your recovery rolls. Or we can do that once we. Yeah. Go ahead and just roll.
Do them now and then.
Add them in.
Now I'm really regretting spending that skill and understanding that. Well, actually not too much, but like also I could have raised resist mental attacks.
Mm-hmm.
And now I'm like, that might have been a good choice, but
I like that. That would have been very specific and very well needed.
I figured understanding magic might help with the going forward and ritual shit that we're about to do though too. So
yes. Agreed. Awesome. Well, I love where we're at. We got some exciting stuff ahead of us in the next session. We have switched to an every other week schedule for everyone at home. So
We sure have.
we've got in 2 weeks is going to be our next session.
It'll be November 4th or
November 4th. Awesome. Yeah, right after Halloween. Awesome. Ooh.
All right. Thank you everyone for joining us. We will be back Friday with more of Masks and Sebastian because it's here to get into our actually official first that. So join us for that. It's fun and chaotic and cool.
Mm-hmm.
But until then, everyone, a good week. Take lots of naps, eat lots of snacks, survive.
Please just take care of yourselves.
Yeah.
Pet a
Drink
dog.
tea, pet soft animals that are your pets or somebody's pets, because I cannot legally tell you to go pet raccoons and things outside. What I do on my time is none of your damn business. Thanks.
And yeah, with that, anyway, bye-bye.
Bye.